Yo, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Go ahead, like, subscribe if you're new. I hope everyone's having an awesome day. Today we're going over 5 mistakes that can slow down bud growth during the flowering stage. If you've ever made it a few weeks into flower and thought, why aren't my buds getting any bigger, or why do they seem like they stopped growing, this video is for you. One thing I've learned over the last year and a half is that growing isn't about finding one magic trick that suddenly doubles your harvest. It's usually about avoiding the little mistakes that slowly add up over time. One small issue might not seem like a big deal, but when you combine watering mistakes, environmental swings, lighting issues, and a few other things together, your plants start spending more energy recovering than they do producing flowers. The first mistake I want to go over is watering too often. This is probably one of the easiest mistakes to make, especially for new growers. When you care about your plants, it's easy to think giving them more water means they'll grow faster. I used to think the exact same thing, but over time I realized the roots need oxygen just as much as they need water. When the growing medium stays soaked all the time, the roots can't breathe as efficiently. Healthy roots are what power healthy flowers. If the roots aren't happy, the buds won't be either. Instead of following a calendar, I let the plant tell me when it's time to water. I'll pick up the pot to feel how heavy it is, check the leaves, look at the overall health of the plant before grabbing a water bottle. Something that's worked really well for me is watering slowly instead of dumping everything at once. Pouring slowly gives the soil time to absorb the water evenly instead of sending it straight out to the bottom of the pot. That encourages the roots to keep searching outwards through the container, creating a large root system that can support heavy flowers later on. During the flowering/bloom stage, the plants definitely begin drinking more than they did during veg, but I still try not to rush the process. A healthy and wet-dry cycle has been one of the biggest improvements I've made in my grows. Mistake number 2 is letting your environment constantly change. If your environment is constantly changing, the plants experience something different every day. Even if you're feeding it correctly, watering correctly, unstable temperatures and humidities can slow things down. Think about it like this: if you're constantly too hot for 1 minute and freezing the next, you're not going to feel at your best. The plants are the same way. When temperatures climb too high, the plants start focusing more on surviving than growing. If humidity gets too high during flower, you aren't just increasing the chances of mold, you can also make it harder for the plants to transpire efficiently. That's why consistency has become one of my biggest priorities in my grow. Using the Spider Farmer GGS controller has helped me keep my environment much more stable because my fans automatically adjust instead of me constantly changing the settings throughout the day. The goal isn't chasing perfect numbers every 5 minutes. The goal is creating an environment where your plants can feel comfortable for 24 hours a day. Consistency almost always beats perfection. Mistake number 3 is removing too many leaves. This one surprises a lot of people. Once flowering starts, many growers immediately start stripping the leaves everywhere because they want every bud side exposed. While improving airflow is definitely important, removing too much foliage too quickly can slow down the plant. Those fan leaves are basically like little solar panels. They're collecting light and helping create the energy your plant needs to build flowers. If you suddenly remove a huge percentage of your leaves, those plants can spend time recovering instead of stacking the buds. Personally, I like making small adjustments throughout flower. If one leaf is blocking 3 or 4 bud sites, I'll remove it. If another leaf isn't hurting anything, I'll usually leave it alone. Slow and steady has produced much better results for me than trying to make a plant look perfect overnight. Mistake number 4 is light stress. Everyone knows plants need light, but too much light can be just as much of the problem as not enough. As the canopy stretches higher into flower, the distance between your light and the tops of the plants keep changing. If your light gets too close, you might notice bleaching, taco leaves, curling leaves, or stressed tops. If it's too far away, the buds may still grow, but they often won't become as dense because they aren't receiving enough intensity. I like checking my canopy regularly instead of setting my light once and forgetting about it. As the plants continue stretching, I'm always making small adjustments to keep everything in comfortable range. Little adjustments throughout flower usually prevent much bigger problems later. Mistake number 5 is being too impatient. This is honestly one of the hardest mistakes to avoid. Every grower wants to wake up one morning and see giant buds everywhere. Unfortunately, that's just not how flowering works. The first couple of weeks are mostly building the structure. You'll see the pistils forming, bud sites becoming more noticeable, plant stretching and everything starts taking shape, but the real swelling usually comes later. I've learned that constantly changing nutrients, moving lights every day, changing temperatures, and trying new products because the buds haven't exploded yet usually does more harm than good. Sometimes the best thing you can simply do is stay consistent. Healthy plants will naturally build momentum over time. Trust the process. A bonus mistake is always comparing your grow to social media. This is another topic I don't think gets talked about enough. It's real easy to scroll through YouTube, Instagram, or Reddit and compare your plants to someone else's. But what you don't see is their genetics, their environment, their experience, and sometimes the fact that photos have been edited. Every grow is different. Instead of comparing yourself to someone else's harvest, compare today's grow to your last grow. If your plants are healthier than they were 6 months ago, you've learned something new. If you're making fewer mistakes, you're improving, and that's really what matters. Every single grow teaches you something new. Even experienced growers continue learning because no two growers are exactly alike. Instead of chasing perfection, focus on building good habits, paying attention to your plants, learn what they're trying to tell you, making small adjustments before little issues become big problems, and remember, healthy roots in a stable environment, proper lighting, patience, and consistency all work together to produce healthy flowers by harvest. Hopefully this video helps some of you avoid mistakes that can slow down bud growth. If it did, make sure to leave a like because it really helps the channel reach to more growers. Also, let me know down in the comments, what's one mistake during flower that taught you an important lesson? Every comment helps someone else learn too. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you that's been following the journey from seedling all the way to flower/blooming phase. We still got plenty of more updates coming as these buds continue to develop. So if you don't want to miss the rest of the journey, smash that like button and subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one, and we are out.